Honorable Speaker, sir, as the honorable members of this august House would be aware, following the visit of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to the US in February 2025, India and the US have been engaged in regular discussions with the objective of concluding a balanced and mutually beneficial bilateral trade agreement. With this in view, the negotiating teams of the two sides have engaged intensively over the last year at various levels. Given the significant and varied interests of the two sides, it is natural that both sides would want to ensure the best possible outcome while safeguarding critical and sensitive sectors in their respective economies. During the course of these negotiations, the Indian side was able to do this, in particular, by ensuring that the interests of our agriculture and dairy sectors were protected. The US side, too, had areas that were sensitive from its point of view. Following a nearly year-long discussion spread over many rounds, the two negotiating teams were able to narrow their differences significantly and finalize several areas of the bilateral trade agreement. Day before yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Donald Trump spoke over the phone to discuss multiple issues of bilateral and international significance. Subsequently, President Trump announced a reduced rate of 18% for Indian exports to US. I wish to underline that this rate is lower than the tariffs imposed by the United States on several competing countries, thereby enhancing India's export competitiveness in the US market. The agreement also provides significant comparative advantage to Indian exporters, particularly in labor-intensive sectors and manufacturing. I wish to reiterate to this august House that India's core sensitivities in food and agriculture have been fully safeguarded. Equally, this partnership will unlock new opportunities for MSMEs, entrepreneurs, skilled workers, and industry. It will also enable access to advanced technologies and support India's vision to make in India for the world, design in India for the world, and innovate in India for the world. This landmark framework agreement, therefore, marks an important step in strengthening India-US relations and advancing our journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047. It also reflects the strength of engagement between two of the largest democracies in the world, who are natural partners working together for shared prosperity. I would like to inform the honorable members that in terms of next steps, the two sides will now work together to complete the necessary technical processes and finalize the paperwork related to the trade deal so as to expeditiously unlock its potential. The detailed contours of the agreement will be announced shortly after completion of these processes. Honorable members would be aware of issues related to India's energy sourcing that have been raised in the context of discussions on this agreement. I wish to clarify once again, as the government has stated publicly on several occasions, that ensuring the energy security of 1.4 billion Indians is the supreme priority of the government. Diversifying our energy sourcing in keeping with objective market conditions and evolving international dynamics is at the core of our strategy to ensure this. All of India's actions are taken with this in mind. I would therefore urge the honorable members to consider these issues in their proper perspective. Insofar as references to sourcing from the United States are concerned, honorable members would appreciate that India and the US are largely complementary economies. As India proceeds on the path to Viksit Bharat, we will need to grow our capacities enormously in multiple sectors, including energy, aviation, data centers, nuclear power, etc., to name only a few. The US is a world leader in these areas, and it is natural, therefore, for us to focus on the trade potential in these sectors, which will lead to an expansion not only in our sourcing, but also in our exports. This framework understanding with the largest economy of the world, one that will continue to power global growth and innovation for years to come, is in the larger national interests of the people of India. It empowers both Viksit Bharat and Atmanirbhar Bharat. We will continue to work towards fulfilling this vision of Honorable Prime Minister for our country. Thank you, sir.